College athletics is a multi-billion dollar industry and has been for a long time. In 2010, CBS and Turner signed a deal with the NCAA for broadcast rights to March Madness for 14 years and $10.8 billion. The parties apparently liked that deal so much that in 2016 they signed an extension for another 8 years and $8.8 billion. The NCAA, yes, is making $1 billion a year off of a basketball tournament that lasts just 3 weeks. This does not account for rich TV deals that conferences secure, ticket sales, the money it makes from other media rights, or any other sports. ESPN structured a deal recently for the college football playoffs, consisting of 3 games per year at an astounding $470 million per year, or in other words, $156 million per game. College athletes should at the very least be able to market themselves for endorsements and be able to receive gifts if they choose. According to a survey of 21,000 NCAA football players, the average player puts in approximately 44.8 hours of time into their sport a week. This doesn't include a single minute of the time they have to put into their classwork to keep them eligible to hold their scholarship, if they even have one. One of the biggest arguments against paying athletes is that they already get paid through their scholarships. Keep in mind that in Division I football, there are approximately 15,000 players, while over 4,000 do not have any scholarship whatsoever. Also, the schools are limited by the amount they can offer to those scholarship athletes to expand what they can offer to others. So most are still responsible to pay room and board, books, fees, and basic living expenses. Before the 2014 National Championship game, UConn starting point guard Shabazz Napier made news when he said, "We do have hungry nights that we don't have enough money to get food in. Sometimes money is needed. I don't think you should stretch it out to hundreds of thousands of dollars for playing because a lot of times guys don't know how to handle themselves with money. I feel like a student athlete. Sometimes there's hungry nights where I'm not able to eat, but I still have to play up to my capabilities." End quote. Along with these high demands of being a college athlete, these athletes are a face for their university. Their commitment allows for a university to benefit from their every move. Their face, name, everything are used to benefit the school in any way possible. Jersey sales, ticket sales, autographs, they're all things that the player can never receive any benefit for while the school keeps all the money for themselves. It's like if you were a company that used a celebrity for an endorsement and then never paid them anything besides maybe a few free products each year. More millennials than ever are concerned with attending a brand name school. It is the sports programs, namely the football and the basketball programs, who give the school such identity. For example, this past year, Clemson won the NCAA football championship. How many of you know where Clemson is at or what degrees they even offer? According to The State, a local magazine in South Carolina, the day after the championship win, Clemson's internet traffic was 10 times higher than the previous high just 1 year prior when they played the national championship game versus Alabama. Clemson president Jim Clements told the State newspaper shortly after winning the championship, "The success we have in athletics and specifically in football, it helps us in fundraising. The number of applications is going through the roof. The national visibility is increasing significantly. It even helps me raise money for engineering and education and business because I can bring in CEOs and partners that want to watch a football game to help our business school or our college of engineering succeed." There's no denying that these athletes add significant value to their teams, and it's never compensated for. In a 2014 study conducted by Drexel University and the National College Players Association, they estimated the fair market value of a college football player was $178,000 per year. Now, at the same time, college basketball players' value was over $375,000 per year. That same study estimated Johnny Manziel's value to Texas A&M at the height of his football career to be as much as $547,000 per year. Critics claim that allowing players to be paid will make dangling money in front of young high school kids to play for their school or wear their shoes a norm. The thing is, this bidding war is already happening with high-end luxury facilities, training rooms, and even the brand which the school is sponsored by. Now, I don't necessarily think it is smart to give each player a set salary. However, I do strongly believe that all players should have the opportunity to market themselves. Now, if you want to talk about the rowers, the tennis players, the golfers, etc., many argue that it's not fair because they don't generate as much money. But that's capitalism for you. This system would be by far the most beneficial for the players and the NCAA because then they wouldn't have to give up any of their earnings as they already don't. It would allow the players all on an equal platform to be able to make money based on their perceived value. This would not change the landscape of college athletics being competitive. The distribution of players would generally be the same because the top schools would still get the top talent and have funding, while the smaller schools would still get the players who time and care more about their education. Many top players who are scraping by now have no motivation to finish their degrees when they can leave to make money playing professionally. Allowing them to receive some kind of compensation would alleviate that stress on them while also allowing them to continue playing the sport they love and gaining an education at the same time. In conclusion, college athletes should be allowed to profit from their skills. The institutions already see a huge value in the returns from a small investment they make while the players are at their school. If they were able to receive some sort of compensation, maybe we would see far better decisions by those athletes once they do become professionals. They would learn with smaller amounts of money how to budget and to also gain responsibility. And for the others who don't make it pro, it will allow them to get some benefit from their skills, from all the money that they're bringing in to their respective schools.